Hey buddy, hope you're well. Week 99. Today is Tuesday the 16th, so I'll send this over tonight ready for tomorrow. Week 99 already, so nearly 100 weeks, nearly 2 years. Crazy. So wins of the week, stuff that's gone epic is that I've been still nailing my self-care. Really getting into some really good habits now, which obviously will set me up for a much better prep. So yeah, that's probably my win of the week. On a Sunday night, I don't know if you saw on Instagram, I change my board and put some different things in. Got my goals on there as well, and self-care, but I've been nailing it, all of it. So really pleased with that, and that's my win. And it doesn't feel, I think when you first start with stuff like that, it can feel a little bit awkward and a little bit, I always use the word wafty, but it isn't. Like, I'm really enjoying the morning stretch. I'm really enjoying doing the gratitude journal. I've always done that on and off anyway. The full stop yoga, which I'm going to do in a bit. So I just choose because I stretch in the morning for mobility, and then the evening yoga is more for chill out rather than sort of flexibility, but really enjoying it. Obviously blue light blocking glasses and everything. So yeah, so that's my win of the week, is that not only am I concentrating on self-care, it's not taking an awful lot of concentration. So those habits are starting to form now, which is fantastic. Training week's been mixed, but generally on the whole really good. So the reason it's been mixed is that I tried to get the 22.5s up for shoulder press again on Saturday, and I don't know if it was a miscommunication with me or Kay, or if I just didn't have it in me. But sometimes when you can't get that first rep up and that's it. And I know at the moment they're the size of small cars, which doesn't help. But what I then did do was I did 2 sets with the 20, set of 10 and a set of 9, which felt fairly easy, and then a back off set of 17.5. So actually, although I couldn't get the 22.5s up, getting the 20s up for that many reps felt good. Also, the only other thing really to note from this training week is we bought a 2-meter bar from Mace Muscles. And the one we've been using was, I think it might have been from Argos or somewhere. We borrowed it off friends, which I think was maybe about 1.5 to 1.8. So the bar is much longer, and we've got some big old plates and stuff. So I did RDLs with the 2-meter this morning, which it felt nice, but the squat rack that my mate built us isn't as wide as a normal squat rack, so there is still a bit of stability issue with racking and unracking and when you're putting the plates on. But it felt nice. I increased the weight, but I just did slightly lower reps. Just want to get used to it and didn't want to force the issue. Back off set was the same reps but for higher weight. And on the whole, I think pretty much all of my training I've put sort of 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Yeah. Pull this morning was 9 out of 10. Legs has been pretty good. Obviously, I sent the squats and the barbell Bulgarian split squats, which you kindly fed back, which was brilliant. But yeah, really good on the whole. No bad sessions, no niggles, no issues. With regards to training, I'm not going to go back in the gym on the 12th of April. It might be a couple of days after, it might be a week after. It probably won't be much longer than that. I'll probably be gagging to get back in, but I don't want to go in those first 2 days when everyone's in there, because it will just get on my tits, if I'm honest. So I might hold back a couple of days. The only poor session was Sunday. I had really bad sleep and I had no deep sleep at all on my app. However, the only thing that I did differently, so I normally have 2 gins, which is ridiculous because it's not very much at all. I had 3 gins, and I obviously it affects your sleep, but I could really feel it the next day, and that's why I know I don't drink. And it reminded me of how toxic it is, how shit you feel the next day, and that's on 3. So I was pissed off with myself that it affected my legs. It affected front squat, but actually my split squats were okay. But yeah, that was the only training session that wasn't great, and it wasn't terrible, don't get me wrong. I just had to dig deep, and I was a bit pissed off with myself because obviously caused it myself. But obviously I drink very rarely, and in prep I won't be drinking at all. So in looking at expenditure, I have managed to drop them right off, which has been really good. I've still got daylight and I've still got steps in, but I've just been really strategic with when I've done it, and I've made sure I've kept them low because, like we said, we want somewhere to go, which has been great. Nutrition, yeah, I've hit my numbers, and you'll see from last check-in that I'm within a couple of grams, particularly with carbs every day. So I'm starting to get more in the habit of making sure that I'm nailing those. I think the only thing that I found quite difficult is, so I'm on 155 protein. Before my mini cut, I was on 170. And when I'm on quite high calories, obviously there's a lot of incidental carbs, so incidental protein. So for instance, in a bagel, there's 8 or 9 grams. And then trying to get my 20 sort of bolus amounts, 5 times a day, I can get to that 155 quite quickly. So sometimes you'll see that I've gone over protein, but I'd rather go over protein and get the proper bolus amounts in. I've tried not to, but I think just having that extra 15 gave me a bit of wriggle room. Obviously, when I start prep, that won't be such an issue because I won't be in so many foods with incidental protein in it, so it's fine. You know, I've ordered some whey isolate. I normally have just the sort of whey blend that's got 2.3 grams of carbs in, a gram of fat or whatever, but the isolate that I've ordered has got 0.1 gram of fat and 0.8 gram of carbs or something like that, so that'll make a difference as well. No, don't need to talk about stimulants. Digestion, bowel movements, really good. Okay, so appearance, yeah, I do feel that although I've put on a little bit of weight this week, it does feel like it's good weight. I don't feel any sort of chubbier. Obviously, we will talk about the lower abdomen and stuff, but I know that will go when we diet. And it was never this bad before we pushed the weight right up to sort of, what did we get up to, 75 kilos, maybe even touching 76, which is way above anywhere I've been near. So, and I think even when I've got up to 60 odd before, that pocket of fat hasn't existed. So I'm thinking that once we've prepped, got rid of it, and then we come back up to a maintenance, that won't be there anyway. So obviously it's just going to be the last place to go, and that's fine. I'm relaxed about it. I'm posing every day, which is really good. I'm not getting frustrated about my front relaxed. I've got decent lats. You'll be able to help me. Darren will be able to help me. Like you say, it'll just be as I get leaner, you should be able to see them. The rest of the poses, I don't feel terrible at. I feel quite good. I just need to work on my transitions. But I know that I've got plenty of time, and for me, it's just getting in the habit of doing it every day, which has been really good. So feel fairly look all right in this. So decent shoulders. Decent-ish for me, which is annoying. But yeah, I don't feel that I've put on any water weight or whatever. It feels like good weight. General mood and energy has been okay. I'm glad that I've got my self-care stuff. So my mindset's been good, but stuff is happening with my stepmum, and I don't quite know how it's going to pan out over the next 6 months. We've had smoke alarms going off in the middle of the night because she's been lighting cigarettes in the kitchen. The carer's gone round and the door's been unlocked and open all night. We're in the middle of trying to get power of attorney sorted, which is quite stressful. I've downloaded her bank onto my phone. It's a long story, but I've got access to her, and we see that she took out a bank loan like May last year after she was diagnosed. So God knows what's happened there. So there is a lot of stuff happening with her. But as you know, I'm lucky because there's 3 of us and we are splitting it between us. And when we need to take a step back, there's 2 then to sort of step in. I can't really step back from the practical stuff. She needs shopping and cash and all that kind of stuff. But that's why the self-care is really important. So, and I know that I can't control a lot of what happens. So I'm genuinely sort of parking it, which has been really good. But so I'd say that hasn't affected my mood, but sometimes it can just be like we're messaging at night between all the 3 of us, or one of my sisters has been round and something's happened, so obviously it does have a little bit of an effect. Support and work's been fantastic. What else? The second part of I went to day 5 of my coaching degree on Monday, so that was yesterday. So the next assignment has kicked in. which I need to get on with. So that's another thing to add in, but it's fine. I've chosen to do it. I'll have a plan and I will get it done. And I think that's it, my mate. I think that is it. Yeah. All right, so I'll leave you to it. Have a fab day and I will look forward to your feedback and catch up with you soon. All right, buddy. Bye.